G'day everybody, Stephen here. Today I'd like to talk about the KUBOTA SVL75-3. Let's get started. So the fuel tank now is located on the back door where previously the radiator was kept. And they've moved the radiator now to here on the top side location where we have a hydraulic fan underneath this cover and an electric fan on the top side, which gives us the ability to have auto reverse or manual reverse controlled by the dash. Some of the other access things that they've given you by moving the radiator is access to the oil filter, access to the fuel filters, be it primary and then secondary, air cleaner, and then hydraulic oil level in under here. And also the fuse bank is up here. So they're quite large differences. This all comes apart to allow you access to clean the radiator, which is fantastic. And as I said, this cover here comes off to allow access to the bottom of the radiator to clean out any debris that may get caught up inside there. One of the other changes is the height of this link. It used to be down here, now we've lifted it up to top to give you better vision and given a camera which is inbuilt into the part of the machine and a pre-cleaner which is also now standard. This particular machine is set up with standard tracks at 320 wide, also available in a wide track version which is 420. So all KUBOTAs come with quick release fittings built into the valve body itself. So to release the pressure, press the fitting in, press the fitting in. Now that's release the pressure. Turn the fitting, release, turn the fitting, and off. So this is quite important if you have something that's attached and it's holding a little bit of residual pressure, then that is going to allow you ease of access or ease of ability to change that component over. So if you're changing between a blade or the bucket or something else that's hydraulic, then release the pressure, takes the stress out of having to fight with fittings. To put them back on, job done. Also on this comes with a case drain as standard and then optional of the controlling electrics for the additional attachments you want to put on, which being box blade, grater blade, profiler, auger, slasher, and fork tines, and the list goes on. So anything can go onto the front of the machine, they can be put onto the front of this. Standard on all KUBOTAs is the hydraulic hitch. There's a switch inside the cabin which activates that. So your only need to do anything is to release the quick couplers and then jump back in the machine and then take the attachment off, drive to your next attachment and refit it. One of the features on our KUBOTAs is the sliding door. So it comes down exactly like an excavator and quite. So the advantage of that is that you don't have to worry about anything you have on the front to climb out. So if you're having a dozer blade or anything else on the front, which are quite tall, and the door becomes jammed, we can easily access all our machines with all attachments fitted simply by opening the door. And because we have easy access, because of the door, we do have easy access. So, and then the door. KUBOTA comes with sliding windows, which is great for those days that you don't quite want the air conditioning system on, just to allow a bit of breeze in and communication to the operators outside. One of the new features on the KUBOTA is our new dash system, which is complete with the radio and reversing camera, and that's all within this screen. So that controls the whole machine from the hydraulics through to your radio controls, your code setup. So you can have multiple codes to enter. So if you've got different operators, they can have their own unique code, which records them. And then pretty much everything you need to do is done through that. What they've given us is a button here to make it easy as a additional to, and you can wind it around to whatever you want to program. So I'm hitting on the music there now. I can hit the music and there's our radio. So as we turn our dial, it tells us between the stations where we need to be, power, if you turn it off, and then volume. So if I hit that, I can turn it up, turn it down. When I'm out of that, I can hit the home button and I'm back to the main console. So one thing with the KUBOTA, we're still servo controlled. So we're not electric through our controls. We're still hydraulic over hydraulic, which gives you an awesome feel. Our buttons over here is our level lift button. That's hydraulics turned on, parking brake, lights, beacon. This one here is for auxiliary, so we need to press that one for opening and closing any functions, 4-in-1 or anything else. Windscreen wipers and windscreen wiper washer, and then the switch for the dash, emergency stop down here, and the DPF interrupt. This control on this side is the main boom control, so that's boom up, boom down, bucket in, bucket out, and then our 4-in-1 bucket controls or function controls by your thumb, and that's proportional. So same as a scale electric car, the harder you press it, the quicker it goes. So control wise, on the right hand side we have our boom, which is the main lift. That's boom up, boom down. This is our bucket, so bucket in and bucket dump. On the top side of this, you can see we have a rocking switch, and that rocking switch is our opening and closing of our 4-in-1 bucket. And these two here buttons, they control the same switch, but if you had an implement that you needed to run for a long time, instead of having to hold your thumb on it, you can press the button and it will hold it on for you. This side is forward, reverse, left and right. So forward, reverse, left and right. And then the diversion valve for our extra functions are these buttons here. So depending on which button we press, in conjunction with the right hand side, that will give us our auxiliary functions. If we had an option that needed more electrics, that controls that. So the front side of our levers also have controls. On this one we have boom float. So to activate the float, you're pressing it forward and pulling the trigger at the same time, and then to deactivate it, you pull it backwards. And on this side is our 2-speed travel. So 2-speed travel on, off, on, off. You are having an indicator on the dash of both of those of what you're actually doing. So whether you're in rabbit mode or turtle mode, it will come up on the dash of what you're doing. When you're in float from this control, it'll come up with an indicator on the dash that will tell you to go float as well. On this side of the machine, we have our quick hitch, open and close, and fan control for the cooling system, be it on manual or auto, for the reverse fan. Switches here for the air conditioning system, and the button to turn it on and off. Something else with the Kubota is we have ventilation systems that are directed at your shoulders. So full rotating balls on them, so you can rotate at your shoulder, both left and right side. And then a face vent, which is quite nice to get the breeze through. The other addition is we have a USB socket and a 12-volt socket at the back for if you need to charge your phone or anything else there, comes standard with it. And right at the very back is an emergency exit window. So handle down, push the window out, and we have our emergency exit. Here we have our engine speed control and start and stop. So starting and engine revs, stopping, and the addition of a foot pedal down on the floor. The KUBOTA SVL75 now comes with forward and aft lights, so we've got 2 facing forward and 2 facing rear as standard. The clear vent on the top, and now the cabin is one piece. So instead of the cabin being made up of lots of pieces, the floor is incorporated within the cabin itself, eliminating the seal on the side and giving us positive pressure within the cab. So now it's a positive pressure cab for dust proof, etc, etc. To lift the cabin up, we have 2 bolts, 1 in each corner. Simply removed. And then 2 handles. And it's on gas struts. So it does have a safety bar. So now we just have the single safety lock and enormous amount of access to everything to do with the hydraulics under the machine. As you can see, from the way the cabin is now, this is all the floor pan right through here. So we've got our seal down here, all one piece, all the way through, and not the best angle, but that's our cabin air filter. So now it's up out of the road when the cabin's down. So to drop the cabin, down, and we put our 2 bolts back in. Now it's always a good idea just to tighten them up by fingers first to make sure they're started properly, and then tighten them up to the correct tension once you're finished. Other features on this machine, the overall height is 2078 to the top of the cab. This being a standard track machine is 1730 on the bucket. Something you'll find that is more noticeable is the decrease in both cabin noise and external noise. Considerably quieter than a lot of machines around. They're actually very, very quiet, and they're nice to operate. They've got the 2-speed travel, and if it's in high speed, it will auto kick down as you're turning around a corner, so you don't have to worry about on and off the travel speed. And it's a vertical lift machine as well, so there is a button inside the cabin, and when you're lifting up, it's vertical lift. Well, that about wraps it up for this Kubota, the SVL75. I hope you've got something out of it. There is certainly a lot of features on this particular machine. If you have any questions at all our contact details are below. Please feel free to contact us at any particular time, and we're happy to discuss anything you need further.